Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel's Strike Force. Happy Friday, and I am just getting to a video here today. I wasn't feeling wasn't feeling that well early on today. I have a bit of a cold, so you might hear my voice, and I might have to clear my throat a little bit, and so my apologies for that. I heard that there was some crazy stuff going on this blog that has just come out, and I want to talk about it. There's some insane event that is coming next week. Crap, I forget the name of the leaderboard. I was in my data mines video. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at that. That is gonna require the use of training modules to open orbs. Absolutely insane. I have no idea how this is gonna work or if it's gonna even be, it's probably going to be bugged. Let's be honest. I'm gonna talk about why this is going to be a little bit of an issue. Beyond the fact that on the live stream the other day, Ryan Jacobson and community manager Pathfinder said that gold and training modules were in an absolutely okay spot. And this event is just going to make things absolutely worse. So we're going to talk about all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. All right, now before we get into the main stuff of the video, I do want to talk about the Sentry boss fight. Now, I've only autoed one of my teams. There's actually 5. So when you did null, you only had 3 attacks. Now you get 5 attacks with Sentry, and some people are probably going to be asking, like, what are the best teams to use? It really doesn't matter on D0, but I'm just going to tell you that this was my attempt on Astral Mephisto. So I took out Moondragon, I put in Mephisto, I just autoed it, and I got about 40 million. Some people in my alliance are getting, I don't know, 250 to 300 million over 5 attempts. Keep in mind that at D0 there is a damage cap of 500,000, I believe, unless you're using members of Brimstone and you get the mods for that and stuff. But I only have the 2 reworks. I do not have any of the new characters yet. So obviously, if you do, then you should use those characters together. I heard that it's also not bad having Odin in there, possibly Xavier if you have him as well. But otherwise, it's not going to make a big difference because the VP that you're getting, again, not going to matter. It's not going to impact the total alliance score to get you any additional shards. We're probably only going to be getting 20 Sentry shards by the end of this. And it really is going to depend on when the next iteration of that is, because you will be able to program your Sentry City or your Battle World to launch at difficulty 6 if that is what you want to do with you and your alliance. Make sure you talk that out with them. Okay, so let's talk about the blog. Hellcat is coming out next week, right? And so the funny thing is that by the I'm hoping actually that by the time Battle World comes back again, that most of them have already been made available free to play. Let's fingers crossed and hope for that, so that things are a bit more even when it comes to the Sentry boss fight, right? And at least having them available, or at least in the antimatter store, whether it's an actual event, free to play event, or the antimatter store. Either way, like, to be able to unlock. I am not spending on this team, right, where I haven't done so yet. Let's zoom in a touch. Actually, let's move over to my, this might be a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. Let's do that. So we have the Phantom Rider Battle Pass. We have Danger Room, which we talked about in the data mine stuff. This is going to be the Insidious 6, I believe, with the extra addition of the Undying characters in there. Raid Warzone again, Broken King week 12. And then there should be, this Multiversal Hellstorm down below. So that's going to be the free-to-play unlock for Damon Hellstrom, which ironically is also at the same time that apparently he's coming to the Antimatter store. October 21st is when? That's in 4 days. So that's on Tuesday. Hellcat becomes available. And then, wait a minute. Hold on. Is Battle World coming back again next week already? Okay, well, then just scrap half of what I just said, because it looks like I'm only going to have maybe Damon Hellstrom available for the real fight. I'm only going to have 3 characters, so that might be a little bit of a problem for me, but I'm still not going to spend on them. I don't think I'm going to even core on them either, but we're going to see. Blood Rain Alliance event and the Plague Rising Alliance event and the Curse of Eternity. So, Curse of Eternity, rather. So October 24th, that is going to be, of course, next Friday. So is this just like a 3-day weekend leaderboard? Good Lord. Okay, we're going to take a look at this. Is what I was talking about, though, which is going to involve these like zombie orbs and stuff like that you're going to be buying with training modules. So that's going to be some fun stuff. We have Hobgoblin, 25 more shards again. All right, we're getting a second round of Battle World already. I'm pretty shocked, to be honest. There we go. 100 shards of Damon Hellstrom, though. We knew that. And then the Battle Pass. Okay, so I'm going to skip through. This is super easy. Play War. Play War with Brimstone. Blah, you're done. Raid Warzone. Don't need to talk about that. Yeah, spend your antimatter. So that's what I am going to be doing is, I guess, when he goes into the store, I'm probably going to core the store and just fast buy up Damon Hellstrom shards. I have a lot of antimatter that I need to spend. I'm currently buying Superior Spider-Man, and then I don't know how far I want to take Insidious 6 as far as shards go. Maybe I might take them up to 6 star, but I'm not going to take them to 7. So I really don't. Maybe I'll take Superior Spider-Man up a little bit further. I don't know who the better character is. I stopped buying up the Hellfire Club as well at 5 too. I didn't take them up that much higher. And my Azazel, actually, I did max out because he has 3 diamonds. So as far as the other character goes, and I don't really want to buy that 3 diamond for Franklin. So I have a lot of antimatter that I'm going to need to spend somewhat quickly. But I'm going to probably use that. I'm going to see, is Living Mummy going to make it in? A Living Mummy might make it in there before this goes away. So that might give me more characters to spend my antimatter on. So that's kind of my plans currently for that one. Again, Hellcat coming back around, but because of the potentially we don't know, right? Potentially 3 week gap. We'll find out the following week, right? Whether or not that Living Mummy is going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Maybe this whole team is going to be 3 weeks each to the antimatter store. And if that's the case, then Hellcat won't be around by the time the antimatter store goes away. I don't know if it actually talks about that in here as far as what to expect for that, but I don't see anything there. Multiversal Hellstrom. Uh, Breaking out of the app soon and onto the web. That's right. You'll soon be able to play your favorite game on a web browser. Celebrate this exciting news by what does that even matter? Like they're two separate things. It's multiversal because what does that have to do with going on the web? That's just so weird. Oh, do you is this global milestone only on the web? But remember, you have to take part to get the rewards. Daily free web claim to push the score higher. Okay, all right. I was gonna say, are they gonna force us that this milestone is only on the web? That would be bullshit. But apparently that is not the case. So we should be able to still get him the 100 shards for that. It's this zombie training event, which is, I guess, associated with Blood Rain, but also the other events too that I am not kind of thrilled with. So head to the supply store and use your surplus training modules to open vampire orbs. This is extremely tone deaf. You guys are, I'm sure, flooded in your training modules. I'm sure you have all your characters maxed out. You don't need training modules, so you might as well use it on the Azores, right? I'm joking. In my situation, I do actually have a lot of training modules because I skip a lot of characters. But just there's one thing that I want to talk about with this event. So they need to use one of these modules, one of these colors, as a currency for the orb, right? So there's two things that can happen. Either the currency is going to be, let's say, purple or gold, and a certain amount of that to open the orbs. Or the same orb will exist 4 times, and you can use whichever training module you want. But that would really bloat the store, that you would need like 4 different orbs with different colored currency to use to open them times however many orbs there are, right? That would get bloated very fast. So the question is, though, which colors are they going to use? And this matters because if you just level up characters naturally, right? If you use the slider, it's just going to take from the top, right? It's going to take from your gold. And so if they're using the gold training modules to open the orbs, what if you just recently leveled up a bunch of characters? Then all your gold training modules are gone. Now, you can actually manually input this, right? If you wanted to solely use your purple training modules here on the side, you can see that I'm using them right now. You can do this. But if you use it like 99% of the players probably do, which is the sliding thing, right? It's just going to revert to the gold training modules. So I wanted to point this out because there's a good chance this could be a colossal fuck up next week. And I would not be surprised. Like if they just say, hey, you need gold training modules, this is going to be garbage. Because again, what if you just leveled up a character to 105 and now you have no gold training modules? Maybe you have a lot of purple training modules, but maybe they're not considering this for the orb. That's the problem that I think that they're going to run into. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to find out a little bit more anyways. And so opening these orbs are going to feed into the various milestones, not even just the Blood Rain. I think it also feeds into the Curse of Eternity as well. Okay. So hit milestones to earn vampire character shards and compete on a leaderboard to earn ISO 8, including purple 4. Okay, so we have Blood Rain Alliance milestone, which you're going to need to basically blow your training modules to get purple 4, which people are going to do, right? Because it's Blue Marble. But this is super tone deaf. I just have to reiterate. Plague Rising, and then you're doing the same thing, and you're doing it for a separate leaderboard for zombie orbs. Okay, well, this was in the data mines, but Blood Rain I don't think was, or I didn't see it there. Orbs have it's literally the exact same thing, except for zombie character shards. It's insane. So there's going to be two, and both of them are running, but they use the same, presumably the same training modules. Maybe one's purple, one's yellow. I don't know, or gold. But since it's a leaderboard, wait, is this no? That's just an alliance milestone. They're both leaderboards. I think they're leaderboards. Plague Rising's a leaderboard for sure. Leaderboard. But the problem is that let's say that my alliance goes all in on Plague Rising. Does that mean like the thresholds are going to be very low for Blood Rain? How are you going to split your training modules within your alliance across two different leaderboards running at the same time? What's the strategy behind that? Like that's something that I need to think about, I guess, with my alliance. Like, hey, are we going to split this 50-50? Are we going to go all into one leaderboard? So we get the maximum amount of points on one leaderboard. How is that going to work? How are we going to do that? I don't even know, honestly, but it's a plan that maybe I need to think about this weekend or this week before the events go live. The other one is this Curse of Eternity, right? So the level 5 purple ions, this is the first purple 5 leaderboard. And it's going to be really, fuck you, Scopely, with this bullshit with the bolded. Go away. Just fuck off right now. And so we have the start date of, again, it's on Friday, and you're going to get points for opening. Now, at least there's a bit of a double dip, right? So this is going to double dip with the Alliance milestone. Open one vampire orb, or presumably typo there, or zombie orb, which again is what you're going to need for these Alliance events up here. Earn Hellcat Diamond Orb Fragments, which is probably going to be a premium objective in the command center. Battle in raids. Battle with living mummy. So if you have him unlocked, and maybe I might core for him if the input is good. Depends on what this is worth, right? What are these orbs worth in terms of the points? We won't know until later on in the week, right? It's not super clear. But ions are very important for a leaderboard. So the free-to-play input for this event is basically two things. It's these orbs, which is primarily training modules. And this is very reminiscent of that leaderboard with spending your gold, right? Which I did very well. I'll be honest. I spent, like 120 million gold or maybe 130 million gold, and I scored in the top 1,000. Quite happy about that, but obviously not everyone is in the same boat as me. And beyond this, it's the living mummy unlock, right? You can core to unlock living mummy for 75 shards. And that's the only probably real free to play inputs here. Maybe you might be able to get some of this free to play. I'm not sure. It depends on how that's made available. But otherwise, it's just blowing training modules. They're trying to liquidate your resources. It's absolutely insane, right? And I guess I am not leveling my accursed anymore because I was thinking about it. I still have been thinking about it for a while. But if they want me to liquidate my training modules, there goes all my oranges, right? So if I need those oranges for the orbs to open the orbs, and that's really going to depend on what that even looks like. We'll see, I guess, but I think it's an absolutely crazy thing. Battle World City again coming back here, which I think is pretty crazy already so soon. But you will actually be able to set your difficulty for that, so make sure that you do that. You can do it even right now. I'm pretty sure that you can go into your Sentry City and captains or whoever's captains alliances leaders, I meant to say, can go in here and you can click the difficulty button and then you can set it yourself right now. So make sure that you go in to do that. So mine's set for difficulty 6. We're going to run that. It does say recommended gear tier 20, but we'll hope for the best, and we should be able to get at least one sentry killed down. So hope that works out for us. And there's going to be some costume shop updates here. Like we care that much, I guess. But it's mostly this. I'm kind of surprised that's coming back so soon. And then, of course, the Danger Room featuring the Undying team. And Kestrel Zombie will be... Hey, you know what? that's going to give me some time to play test Kestrel Zombie, because that would be really fun here. And I do actually like the updates to Undying. The stats are very high, and that's something that I think is really nice. And then Twitch drops, which we don't really. Oh, actually, you know what? That might help you. Those 10 living mummy shards might help you before the Sentry boss fight later on. If you pick this up and you core living mummy and also get him unlocked for the Curse of Eternity, but we don't know how much points he's worth. So that's the only problem. Maybe we could wait until Friday when Sentry boss fight goes live, but then also the event for Curse of Eternity. Then we'll see that on Thursday, I think, how much points that his unlock will be worth. So that's something that I'll be taking a look at. So otherwise, that seems to be about it. This is a completely insane event. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Maybe there might be some videos out this weekend. We'll see how I'm feeling. And I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.